Hello there, this is Max with Able Website Pro, and welcome to Lesson 12, the wonderful world of string functions in PHP7. So string functions in PHP7, they're your arsenal for being a more efficient coder. The possibilities are immense when it comes to string functions in PHP7. So let's take a look at some of these functions and how they work. Let's go to our XAMPP server and go to Application. And let's fire up my website. Oops. My website. And let's just load that up right there. Let's fire up our Dreamweaver now. And I want you to come over here and just double click the do.php loaded into the page. And we're going to get rid of everything right here in between the header and footer. And just leave the header and footer in there. And go up here to File, Save As, and we're going to be talking about string functions in PHP. Okay? We will view the file. We can close out the do file. Okay, so there's about 98 string functions, and if you go to the post at A1 Website Pro, the link is in the description of this video. You could download all these files, if you're just joining us or if you just need to catch up, and away you go. So let's start with these string functions, and what are they all about? Well, you don't know yet, but you've already been using a string function, and let's go ahead and get that PHP snippet here. Let's go PHP. When we echo, hi there, just like so, that is actually a string function. The echo is, okay? But you might be confused because you're not putting the forward and back parentheses on there, okay? But it is a function. It's a string function that we use in PHP. Okay, well, let's take a look at the explode string function. Oh, and I don't want it down there. I want it right here. So I put my cursor where I want it, and I double click, and it puts it in there for me. Now here I put some descriptions for you guys. It explode turns a string into an array. So here's the variable I set to I love PHP7. Okay. Now, that variable gets carried right here and then is exploded and then printed out on the page. Okay, so let's take a look at what that looks like. If we go to our string functions and refresh, we see here we have an array. And for separation, to get the date down there, let's go back and put our BR tag in at the bottom. All right, well, you could use caps if you want, but I like to use lowercase. Refresh. All right, there we go. So we have an array. 0, 1, love, 2. Why are we getting a, see, that's just an I love PHP7. So in one of the earlier lessons, I showed you guys how to take an array and convert it to a string, right? So using that method, we could actually put this in a variable. We'll call it vars set to the print explode, and we'll have the array stored in this vars. In fact, let's just call it array. And then down here we will echo array and then square brackets 0. Okay, and that'll give us our I. Now the next one, we'll go ahead and concatenate, and we'll type in array again with our square brackets, and we'll say 1. Next one, we'll concatenate, $array, with our square brackets, and say 2, and then finally we'll terminate that. Okay, in order for this to work, we got to take this print R off of here. Taking off that final parenthesis that's printing it out. And we'll go ahead and hit Command S, save it. Go to our browser where our array is down here and refresh it. And now it says, I love PHP7 with no spaces. Okay, now of course you could go inside here and make the spaces like we did before. But there's no sense in repeating that. I am going to delete this explode. And I'm going to set this as my new explode snippet. And we will set that in string functions. Oh, by the way, over here in Dreamweaver, just in case, just a side point, if you're in PHP snippets and you want to make another folder, you just right click, hit new folder, and name it whatever you want. New folder. And then you could store strings in that, but I'm going to delete that because I don't need that new folder. I'm going to store my, I like to try to keep things organized in here. You notice I have my data types up here, string functions. And so I'm going to create a snippet with this one. And this is explode. Okay. Turns string into an array. Okay. There you go. And that's what happens. All right, let's go on to next one. In fact, let's stay right here for a second. This will turn a string into an array, explode, but implode will turn an array to a string. So since we already have an array going here, there's another function. It's called implode. Now, let me double click this right here. It converts an array into a string. So let's go ahead and take this out right here. And when you notice here, we have the implode right here. Let's just take this array, copy, and paste it right here and see what it does. Okay? So let's hit Command S. And we will refresh the page. I love PHP7. And look, it even put the spaces in there for us. So that's how you use explode and implode. Okay? All right, let's moving right along here. Let's go to the next one. There's sometimes whenever we make forms and stuff, we want to use this string function. It's called htmlentities. And you'll notice here we have the caret to the right, the caret to the left. This is how like injections get put into your database and stuff like that. So in order to combat this, one of the ways used to be HTML entities. We don't use that anymore. We use filters. But let me show you what this does here so you can get an idea. I'll hit Command S. This is HTML entities we're talking about here. And I'll refresh. And you'll notice that it takes and it shows, instead of showing the link like it would normally, let me show you what I mean here. We'll take this exact same string. I'm going to copy it. And I'll put it into a different var. We'll call this var x and lowercase x, and we'll set it to the exact same thing. But then what we'll do is down here we'll just echo the variable of x out. Okay, so you can see what I mean. We'll refresh. Now you notice this is a link that I could click on. This one is not. So this one took out. It actually converted the carets to special characters that will not be read in a browser. Okay, so you'll use that a lot of times when people are posting comments on your site and stuff like that to take out the ability to inject code into your database. Okay, but there's, like I said, there's better ways of doing that, and I'm going to show you those ways. But HTML entities, still useful for some things. Okay, going along with HTML entities, let's go to special characters. Okay. Now notice this is some bold text. Now if you could have strong or B, it'll make this text bold. So let me hit Command S and I'll show you what this does right here. This string function. This is some bold text. You see, just like HTML entities, but this one's actually showing you the code. Okay, so what it would normally do is if I come down here, I'm just going to echo out this var, and and then I will concatenate and give it a BR tag for some line separation. So this will be on the top and this will be on the bottom. So you can see before you do the HTML special characters and then after you do the HTML special characters, let me show you what it does. Refresh. This is some bold text. Okay, now that's supposed to be bold. This is some bold text. The word for the string for bold is strong. B-S-T-R-O-N-G. Okay, so let's save that so you can see what I mean. Okay. Now we're using Bootstrap, so that might be the reason why that it's not taken into consideration, these tags. All right, but that's the difference. This is bold, and if you right click and you hit inspect, which you'll be doing a lot, you can see that we have our strong on each side right here, but this is actually reading it out for us as well. Okay. All right, well, let's see here. Along with that one, the opposite one is HTML special characters decode. So what this will do is it'll take it, HTML special characters turns something in that looks like this. And what the HTML special characters decode does is it takes this and it makes it look like, you know, regular text again without the tags in it. So that's what that does. Now hit Command S. We'll change this to vars. Command S. Go there. Refresh. This is some bold text. Okay. This is some strong bold text. Okay. So you see here that it put the entity back in there. And then let me go ahead and show you in the coder. Oh. Inspect. So you can see the letter B is on both sides there to make that bold. All right. Okay. Well, that's about it. Like I said, there's 98 functions, and on the website there's a link that you can click to get to the complete list. Now I want to talk to you guys about laying a project foundation here at the end of this video. Now the object of our lessons is going to be a complete website in the end. So you guys aren't doing this for nothing. You're not learning this code for nothing. We're actually going to build something with what we learn. Okay? So many people leave you high and dry. I'm not going to do that. We're going to go through to the end. But the name of our project is going to be Pennsylvania Wild, and I bought PennsylvaniaWild.org. Now, this website will have a lot of capabilities. It will have both a desktop and a mobile version of the site. There will be capabilities to leave comments, send emails. We'll have a dashboard that will handle all the data that gets put into the site. And the site will show beautiful pictures of wildlife in Pennsylvania and great places to visit here. And in the end, we will build a fully functioning content management system that you can use. And you'll be able to use it in your future projects. Like whenever you get hired to be a developer somewhere, you take this with you and you can operate off of this. So we're going to also be going over SEO, search engine optimization, which is a big deal today, and the share buttons for social media. And you'll graduate into a fully qualified web developer once we're done with these lessons. And you'll have something to work with. So if you're liking these lessons, please like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next lesson.